The Kel Dor are a Star Wars species introduced in The Phantom Menace through the character of Koon, who is now quite popular. But surprisingly, they're not spoken about often, despite them, in my opinion, being an interesting species. And so, in this video, I plan on looking into the species. Hello and welcome back to Vault Holocron. I'm Jonathan, and today we will be discussing Plo Koon's species, the Kel Dor, and every canon member of the species. To start, I'm explaining the Kel Dor. The Kel Dor were a humanoid species, covered in a thick and leathery hide, which could be orange or yellow, and allowed them to survive in the vacuum of space for a short amount of time, and had hands with 3 fingers and a thumb. Additionally, Kel Dors would wear masks and goggles off-world. This is because oxygen was actually poisonous to them, meaning the air they breathed had to be filtered, and because their eye fluids would evaporate if exposed off-world. By the way, their masks were called anti-ox masks and were decorated in unique ways based off of the wearer's clan. In rare cases, Kel Dor actually could remove their masks off-world, but only in specific places. For example, Kel Dors had a room in the Galactic Senate building which was designed to allow Kel Dors to remove their masks. Surprisingly, we don't actually know at the moment what a Kel Dor looks like without a mask, keeping a sense of mystery around their design. Although we have seen one without goggles. I'm not sure why his eye fluids aren't evaporating though. Additionally, Kel Dor were also genetically distantly related to the Gand and to the Tognath, who also wore masks. Also, the Kel Dor came from the planet Dorin. Anyway, now I've explained the Kel Dor, I'm going to go through every canon Kel Dor. First, I'm discussing Bo Keevil. Bo Keevil was a pilot who served the New Republic as part of Ace Squadron, defending the Colossus refueling platform on Castellan. In this role, Keevil often raced against the other members of Ace Squadron, and he lived in Dozer Tower. While here, he defended from a pirate raid led by Gore, protected from another raid by Gore, which was sent by the First Order, slowed down a freighter which was landing at high speed, defended against a Rockner sea monster, fought off pirates in search of fellow ace Tora Dozer, who had been kidnapped, been imprisoned by the First Order, broke out, escaping with the Colossus away from Castellan, fought the First Order above Dakar while getting coaxium from the old resistance base there, fought off a Jakutsk, raced Vranki's racing droid, fought off the Guavian Death Gang, fought off native Aosians, fought the First Order on Eos Prime before escaping, helped in breaching the blockade of Dantooine and then fought the First Order, joined the Resistance and helped destroy a First Order starship. Next I'm covering Lynella Kabe-Oyu. Lynella Kabe-Oyu was a Jedi Master in the High Republic era, who co-directed the Temple on Hynestia alongside Stellan Gios. While there, Lynella Kabe-Oyu helped organise an agreement between the Hutts and the Hynestians, but on the day things didn't go to plan. You see, the droids at the event almost served the Hutts Povo Punch, a drink made of Povo berries which Hutts hated. Gios stopped the drinks from reaching the Hutts, but this is when the Hutts turned aggressive, as they were going to use the drink situation as an excuse to attack the Hynestians. The Hutts then attacked anyway, but luckily the Jedi stepped in, with Stellan Gios and Fenestra Ro stopping the attackers, while Kabe-Oyu protected the Queen. Luckily the Jedi were successful in stopping the attack. Now I'm looking at Plo Koon. Plo Koon was a Jedi Master in the prequels era who introduced Ahsoka to the Order, served on the Jedi Council, fought in the Clone Wars alongside the 104th Battalion, and sadly died in Order 66. We know quite a bit about Plo Koon in canon, but I'm not going to go into all of that in this video, as it's worthy enough of its own video, and would take up quite some time. Next I'm covering Golponk. Golponk was the captain of the Purgil-class star cruiser Halcyon in the High Republic era. In 230 BBY, he and the Halcyon helped in towing the Starlight beacon through hyperspace so it could aid the down and evacuation. Later, he was also present when the Halcyon was attacked by the Nihil. Now I'm looking at Weron Dal. Weron Dal was a Jedi Knight in the time of the Clone Wars, and her ship was shot down over Dathomir. Next I'm looking at Seiko Vass. Seiko Vass was a captain and owner of the Gazanti-class cruiser Krait's Honor. Finally, I'd also like to cover a group of ancient Kel Dor called the Barandu Sages. This group protected their homeworld of Dorin using the Force. One way in which they helped was through precognition, which proved useful in cases such as evacuating citizens early to escape dangerous storms and aiding government. The Order was organised into 3 branches, each inspired by the natural elements. The branches were the guided wind, the guided lightning, and the guided stream. The members of the Order followed the will of the Force and meditated often. Some members were also trained in quarterstaff combat and used the powers of the elements. However, the Order eventually fell into obscurity after the Jedi kept taking in Force-sensitive Kel Dor for centuries. Anyway, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this look into the Kel Dor, and we hope to see you later at Volt Holocron.